Point of view for the 6th grade. Point of view is the perspective that a story is told from. So if we look at a picture, we have one character and we are looking through their eyes, or we have our characters and we have a narrator that is telling the story. Another way to think about this is figure out who is telling the story. In first-person point of view, this is the main character telling the story. So one person is taking place in the story, and they are the ones that are telling us about the story. They're going to use keywords or pronouns such as I, me, or my. We also get to see the thoughts and feelings of the character who is telling this story. Third person point of view is when there is an outside narrator that is telling the story about the characters. The pronouns used in this situation are he, she, they. There's 2 different types. It's optional to know these 2 types at the 6th grade level. One is third person omniscient. This one includes the thoughts and feelings of all of the characters in a story. I like to consider this O and think about this as a God complex. It is all-knowing, and we know what is happening inside the thoughts of all of our characters. The second type is third person limited. In third person limited, we are finding out about just one character and their thoughts and feelings. It's limited in what we know. We only know about one of the characters and their thoughts and feelings. But again, both of these types include the he, she, or they pronouns. Let's look at some examples. It was early, way too early for me to be bounding out of bed, racing down the hallway and leaping into my sleeping parents. But I did it anyway. I hurtled myself into my parents' quiet bedroom shouting, "It's my birthday! It's my birthday!" This is written in what point of view? It uses I and my. This is first person point of view. And we know it because it uses my and I pronouns. These are both first person pronouns. Another example. It was too early, way too early for John to be bounding out of bed, racing down the hall and leaping into his parents' sleeping bed. But he did it anyway. He hurtled himself into his parents' quiet bedroom shouting, "It's my birthday! It's my birthday!" His mind was full of racing thoughts, enormous packages to open, monstrous slices of chocolate cake piled high with frosting. Uh-oh, thought John's mom. She knew she still had to buy his special gift, a new cherry red bike. But there were things to finish around the house before she could sneak away to the toy store. "That's a long way off, mister. Your party isn't until tonight, and we have plenty to do before then." I'm seeing lots of different pronouns in this one, so I'm a little confused. I do have names, but that's not a pronoun. I see his, I see he, I see my, I see she, and I see we. So is this going to be first person or third person? Well, when I see the word my, the my is actually included where we have thoughts and quotation marks. So these are not going to count, so I'm crossing those off. We was also when the character was speaking, so quotation marks, not going to use that. I am left with he, his, and she. That means that this is going to be third person point of view. But in order to determine if it is omniscient or limited, I need to decide. Is this a God complex, omniscient, so I know about all of the characters, or is this limited, to knowing about just one character's feelings and thoughts. I find out in this paragraph about John's thoughts, and I find out in this paragraph about Mom's thoughts. So, here, she knew, and where his mind was full of racing thoughts. Since I know about two characters, this is going to be the Omniscient. Last one, it was early, way too early for John to be bounding out of bed, racing down the hall, and leaping into his sleeping parents. But he did it anyway. He hurled himself into his parents' quiet bedroom, shouting, "It's my birthday! It's my birthday!" His mind was full of racing thoughts. Enormous packages to open, monstrous slices of cake piled high with frosting, a house full of people visiting just for him. All right, looking at all my pronouns. Him, his. Is John a pronoun? No, it's not replacing a noun. It's just a noun. He, and then I see the my. Notice I see my where there is quotation marks, and so that sentence is what is being said out loud. Not going to count that one. Left with him, his, or he. This would be third person. Did I know about all of the people? Is that omniscient? Or did I find out just about one limited character? This is just hearing about one character. We're hearing about John and John's thoughts. So this would actually be third person limited.